Look, Dynamax and Gigantamax might not be your thing, but whether it's your thing or not, you still want to play this event. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why this is an event you can't really skip and everybody should be playing. So let's get right into it. So GMAX Butterfree Max Battle Day is going to be August 3rd from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time. The event bonuses during the event will be your max particle collection limit increased to 1600. All power spots will host a GMAX Butterfree battle refreshing every 30 minutes. You'll get 800 max particles per power spot, 820 if it's a new one, and you'll get 2 additional special trades for a total of 4. There'll also be extended bonuses from 12 a.m. to 5 p.m. on that day, in which you'll get 2 times max particles from exploring, so 600 from walking, and you'll also only have to walk 0.5 kilometers to get those 600 max particles. The remote raid pass limit will also be increased to 20 from August 2nd at 5 p.m. to August 3rd, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and there'll be a timed research the week before leading up. You might already have this research, but this will get you an encounter with a Dynamax Darumaka candy, Darumaka XL candy, and max particles totaling up to 1400 max particles. A tip is to not actually claim these before the max battle day so you can use them to do more battles. We'll get into that. There'll also be a $5 USD ticket. You can buy the max battle day ticket. You can also buy this in the web store, where you also get a free max particle pack. So if you're going to buy this ticket, buy it to the web shop because you get 800 free max particles. This ticket will get you a max mushroom, 25,000 XP, and the bonuses of 2 times XP from max battles, so 50,000 XP per max battle completed base, and your max particle collection limit will be increased to 5,600. So you can do like 6 max battles. So you can do 6 max battles on the ticket alone. Now, first off, people are going to ask me, is GMAX Butterfree actually worth catching? Well, in short, no, that's not the reason we want to play this day. Gigantamax Butterfree is the first and only Gigantamax Bug Max attacker in Pokemon Go. But Bug isn't the best offensive type, and there's not a lot of Pokemon you can use this against. However, the reason you might want GMAX Butterfree is for the tank role. Butterfree itself is a flying and bug type Pokemon, giving it a 3 times resistance to ground. On top of that, it has the move Bug Bite, which is a quick max meter filling move, making it a great Pokemon for the tank role. If you don't know what the tank role is, I'll explain that a bit in this video. Nonetheless, this is going to make it amazing for any future ground type Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon, like for example, Sandaconda. The reason you actually want to play this event is for the resources. Now, when you defeat a GMAX Pokemon, you will get 25,000 XP and 25,000 Stardust as rewards. But you can take this to the moon. Number one, by paying 200 Pokecoins, you might not want to do it. It'll instantly flat out double your rewards, giving you 50k XP and 50k Stardust. If you have the ticket, that's going to be 100k XP and 50k Stardust. You can then go ahead and throw in a Lucky Egg and Star Piece and double this even more for a grand total of 200,000 XP if you double it with the ticket and a Lucky Egg per max battle, and 75,000 Stardust. That is insane amounts of gains. Quick tip for you, the best way to use Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces is by going ahead and partying up with your friends. When you're in a party with 4 people, you get more out of your Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces. If I share a Lucky Egg, everyone will get 15 minutes of Lucky Egg, which totals up to 1 hour. If I were to use it on myself, I'd only get 30 minutes. So if everybody in that party uses 4 Lucky Eggs and 4 Star Pieces, everybody in that party will get 4 hours of Lucky Egg and 4 Star Pieces for half the value. So by now you understand this event is worth playing, just for the resource gains alone. So let me go through some top tips on how to get more out of this event. How do you defeat Gigantamax Butterfree quickly so you can do more battles? Well, the best strategy in Gigantamax battles is to, again, have 2 tank Pokemon in the lead and an attacker in the back. Your tank Pokemon, you will build the max meter while tanking moves. Then when you Dynamax or Gigantamax, you'll switch into your attacker, use your 3 max moves, and then switch back and do it again until the GMAX Pokemon is done. The best attackers to use against GMAX Butterfree are going to be Gigantamax Cinderace, Gigantamax Toxtricity, Gigantamax Charizard. The best Dynamax attackers will be Dynamax Darmanitan with Fire Fang or Incinerate, Dynamax Zapdos with Charge Beam or Thunder Shock, Dynamax Moltres with Wing Attack, Dynamax Raikou with Thunder or Volt Switch, Dynamax Wailord with Rollout, and Dynamax Cinderace with Fire Spin or Ember. The best tank Pokemon that you should have in those 2 first roles are going to include Crown Sword Zacian with Metal Claw, Dynamax Blissey with Pound, Crown Sword Zamazenta with Metal Claw, Dynamax Corviknight with Sand Attack, and Gigantamax Snorlax with Lick. Combining any 2 of those defenders and then 1 attacker in the back is going to be your best strategy. Now, there's 2 types of attacks a Gigantamax boss can throw at you. You have your large attack, which will hit everybody and you can't dodge, and your targeted attack, which will target 1 certain Pokemon, and you can tell it's targeting you by the 3 Spidey senses that go above your Pokemon. These attacks will take from any of the charge attacks Butterfree can learn: Bug Buzz, Signal Beam, and Psychic. The target attack can be dodged, by the way, but user Colonel Sanders posts a video depending on when you dodge will reduce more damage or less. The best time to dodge is after 2 flashes on that Spidey sense, but you might not have to dodge. This Pokemon is not too hard to take on. Also, if you do die, remember you can go ahead and cheer. This will build the max meter for other trainers who are still alive. Also remember to collect your max orbs while you're in the battle to Dynamax quicker. After 6 minutes, if you do not defeat it, the raid boss will come in rage and start one-shotting your Pokemon. So if you don't defeat GMAX Butterfree by then, consider relobbying and trying again. Now, if you are struggling to take it on, here's a couple multipliers you can use to make it easier to take on GMAX Butterfree. Number 1, Max Mushrooms, which you can use on yourself, which will double all the damage you're doing in a max battle. They do cost money to use. I think you do get a free trial if you've never used one before, but useful if you're in a smaller group. You'll also get damage boost with friends in battle, so make sure you battle with people you are friends or high friends with, because you will be doing more damage. On top of that, Crown Sword, Zacian, and Zamazenta have adventure effects: Behemoth Blade and Behemoth Bash. These will both give you a 5% damage or defense boost in max battles respectively, so if you need a little bit more firepower, consider using those adventure effects while you're in those battles. Overall though, GMAX Butterfree should be a pretty easy GMAX Pokemon to take on, and honestly, groups of 8 to 12 should be able to take it no problem. It doesn't hit too hard. Now, a tip not everybody knows about is how you can do more max battles for completely free if you're a free-to-play player or you don't want to spend money during the event, and it's all going to depend on how you collect your max particles. Now, in Pokemon Go, there's a soft cap on the max particles you can collect. Usually it's 800 max particles, but if you get as close to 800 max particles collected for the day, and then you collect a big amount like 300 from walking, you can go over that limit, so it's a soft cap. So the strategy is as follows. The strategy follows: you want to stockpile as many max particles the day before on Saturday. Specifically, you want to go to 1400 max particles or around there, as close to the 1500 total you can store in your storage, and then you want to go ahead and collect 300 max particles from walking, bringing you up to 1700 max particles. Then once the event starts, go ahead and use those max particles. You could do 2 battles with that. But the max particle collection limit will be increased because it will be the event. You can now collect up to 1600 max particles, but we can deploy that same strategy by collecting up to as close to 1600 max particles. For example, you could go ahead and walk, collect 600 max particles because it'll be boosted. Then you can hit a power spot for 800. That gets you 1400 max particles. Once you get as close to that limit, you will then go ahead and hit a power spot to collect 800 max particles, bringing you way over the limit. On top of that, if you save those 1400 max particles I talked about earlier from the timed research, you can collect all of those and it will grant you a total of around 5300 max particles, which is a total of 6 free GMAX battles with that. You can combine this with a community ambassador event. If you don't know, if you go on Campfire, you sort by meetups and you look for the ones hosted by a community ambassador with the rewards tab. Attend one of those meetups. If you check into those meetups, you'll get a free timed research that will get you 800 max particles. Those 800 max particles can then be used for another GMAX battle. So you can do a total of 7 free GMAX battles. And again, you can get those huge rewards I talked about earlier for all those battles. Now, if you're going to be doing all of this, you want to make sure you get the most amount of candy for Butterfree and take advantage of all the effort you're putting in. So be sure to use Pineapple Berries or Silver Pineapple on any GMAX Butterfrees you try to catch. Pineapple Berries will give you a 2 times catch multiplier. Silver's a 2.34 times candy catch multiplier. Also, remember to Mega Evolve either a bug or a flying type Mega. This will get you more candies for catching GMAX Butterfree during the event. This includes either Mega Beedrill, Mega Pidgeot, Mega Pinsir, Mega Heracross, Mega Scizor, Mega Salamence, Mega Rayquaza, or Primal Kyogre. Also, before the event or during the event, remember to drop Pokemon in power spots. When a Pokemon is dropped into a power spot, it'll give a damage boost to anyone who's taking on these GMAX Pokemon. So you can go ahead the day before, take on these GMAX Pokemon if you have the max particles, and make it easier so when you go and battle GMAX Butterfree, it'll be easier to take it on. But also, when somebody does battle and you have a Pokemon in that power spot, you will get candy for that Pokemon you dropped in. So dropping in things like the GMAX Pokemon, legendary Pokemon, rare Dynamax Pokemon, legendaries, etc., can be a passive way to grind candies for Pokemon during an event like this. Also, do consider battling in person. You do get 12 Premier Balls compared to 10 and an additional 2,500 XP when battling max battles in person versus remote. Now, if you're not going to be using Behemoth Blade Adventure Effect to do more damage, I would highly recommend activating Ice Burn Adventure Effect or Free Shock from Black or White Kyurem. Free Shock will give you a 1.25 times catch multiplier, Ice Burn a 1.5 times catch multiplier. This will make it easier and allow you to use Pineapple Berries when catching GMAX Butterfree so you can get more candies for that Pokemon. It also does give a catch multiplier to your auto catcher, so if you're running an auto catcher in the background, you'll be catching more Pokemon as well. Now, try to arrange lucky trades during this event if you can. We do have 4 total special trades during an event like this. So if there's anyone on your friends list that you're lucky with, that you're going to be going to a meetup with, try to coordinate with them, bang out some lucky trades. If you don't have any lucky friends, consider trading random extra community day shiny Pokemon during an event like this. If you just meet up with somebody say, hey, what extra shinies do you have? Sometimes those shiny trades can go lucky and you could end up with just a random Shundo from a trade. It's possible. Finally, consider making Galarian Farfetch'd your buddy because you need to make it your buddy and land 10 excellent throws to evolve it into Surfetch'd. So if you want to make that evolution, this is a good event to work on that. Good luck during this GMAX day, guys. Again, let me know if you're gonna be playing it or not. I think it's worth it no matter what, just for the resources, but let me know your opinions in the comment section below. Watch these other 2 videos if you enjoyed this one and follow for more tips. Peace.